there. Section 1111 is one called enumerated data types. I've been teaching enumerated data types in every programming class that I've had for 34 years, and I've never actually used it in a program. Some people do. I don't see the need for it. I think it would slow the program down, but we're going to cover it anyhow. We're going to cover it quickly. You did type in a couple of code listings to go along with this, so you've seen a little bit of what it is, and hopefully you have some prior understanding before I go over it. But what is an enumerated data type? Well, once again, we're creating a data type. We just did structs, which was a data type. We've done classes, which is a data type. We have all these different ways of storing data, and this enumeration is another way of doing that. So this is a data type that we can create as programmers and put inside of our program. That's about it with what we do with it. We work with it inside of a program. Now, an enumerated data type, as you can see, is going to contain values known as enumerators. And what these enumerators are named constants. What I mean by that is it's a name for an integer constant. And as you take a look at the first example, I declare the data type by starting with the word enum. My data type is now day, capital D-A-Y. You saw that with structs where we capitalized the first letter. Now inside of here, I'm going to put a list of names that are basically holding values of a location inside of this set. Okay, when we go back to math, we have the braces and you call it sets. Monday is my first one. Monday now holds the value of 0. Tuesday now holds the value of 1, and so on. I could add Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Sunday, and stop. I could add as many as I want. I just didn't feel like writing them all down. So again, Monday is a name constant for the integer 0. Do you notice it's not in double quotes? It's just like a variable name Monday. Again, Tuesday is a way of naming 1. Down here's another way. Enum nums, 0 for 0, 1 for 1, 2 for 2. Now these are another example of what's called an ordinal data type. Does anybody know what an ordinal data type is? Back when you learned about switches, the switch case had to be an ordinal data type. That means it has a predecessor and a successor. We looked at int. If I said 5, predecessor is 4, its successor is 6. If I looked at Boolean, true, what comes before true? False. What comes after true? False. If I looked at chars and I said capital D, we know exactly what comes before capital D. It's a C, capital C. What comes after it is a capital E. These are all ordinal data types. Each thing in the data type, Tuesday, has a predecessor, which is Monday, has a successor, which is Wednesday. So anytime we see an ordinal data type, we know we could use it in a switch statement and a couple of other places. But this is the generic term, ordinal data type, for data types that have a predecessor and a successor. Okay, so we declare, we're going to take a look at declaring a variable weekday. It's going to be of data type day. You know, it's not int, it's not string or anything like that. And then I can do things like weekday is assigned the value of Monday, which basically it's holding the value of 0. So what you now had was you had some code listings, 1111, and inside of 1111, basically we were using our ordinal data type in a for loop. And we could do something like for I equals, and we could start out with Monday. And then we say, you know, I is less than Sunday. And then, you know, inside of there, we would just increment it with plus plus. We add one. Because remember, if it was 0, because this is a named constant for 0, and so this would be 0 to less than 7, and I would be incrementing by 1. Example of what you saw in that code listing 1111. You also typed in code listing 1112. Again, you saw it work as a inside of a for loop. We could use that variable. What do we call it up here? Enum's day. We could say weekday, and we could use it as a subscript. We can use it any place we'd like to use a number. We would be able to use the weekday. So you saw an example of that in code listing 12. There was another example of it in code listing 13. But basically, what enumerated data types are for are just to make the inside of your program look prettier, or I don't know. I haven't really found it.
I don't think that we did 1111. I thought we did.
But anyhow, they're in the books, and there's examples of it. And the 3 code listings, they're basically using this as, you know, a number from 0 to less than 7 kind of deal. Could we put it in a switch statement? Yes, because it's an ordinal data type. Other questions? Good? Okay, like I said, I only wanted to spend a little bit of time, and now I'm going to turn you loose on your own, and I'd like you to write a program. Uh-oh, killer dog. I'd like you to write a program that will do this. There's another dog outside. We're going to kill that dog. I'd like you to write a program to ask the user to input an amount of money. Okay. Then I want you to do something called coin combinations. So let's say the user inputs 13 cents, 0.13. All right. What are the possible coin combinations for 13 cents? Well, I'm thinking it's 1 dime and 3 pennies. Let's see, 2 nickels and 3 pennies, 1 nickel and 8 pennies. Did I get them all? Nope. How about 13 pennies? Yeah. So what I want you to do is to write a program to get an amount and then display the coins. Let's see, I have 4 different ways to get 13 cents. You know, what happens if I get into inputting $1.31? Yeah, okay, so yeah, my first one is probably going to be, we don't need dollar coins, but we will use 50-cent coins, okay? So 2 $half, a quarter, a nickel, and a penny, and then just keep listing them out to see how many there would be. Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
Could you explain that again? I'm sorry. Like what we're doing, we're just having the user input the cents and then displaying what it is in coins.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want us to use enumerated data types for this?
Nope. We're done with enumerated data types.
Okay.
You might see a question or 2 on the final exam.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
You muted again.
Okay, I'm back. You can use anything you learned to solve this. All you're asking for is this. You're going to display and say there are 4 ways to have coin combinations for 13 cents. You're going to give me an answer before you leave for $1.31. Okay, you can include halves, quarters, $half, quarter dollars, dimes, nickels, and pennies. Those are the 5 coins I want you to use. Capiche? Now, I did 13 and wrote it out. You might want to do another piece of sample test data and write it out, because all of a sudden you might see a pattern coming about for what you're doing.
So an example would be like what you have $1.31. So like one way is 2 coins, yada yada yada.
One way would
Second way
be
is
2 halves, 1 quarter, 1 nickel, and 1 penny.
okay.
But I'd like to see them all.
Okay.
What are all the possibilities? All right. How
You
many
want all
are
the
there?
possibilities or just 4?
What's that?
You want all the possibilities or
Yes.
just 4?
I want to know how many ways are there to get $1.31. Got it? But you might want to go with some simple ones first to figure it out and then build your way up. Like 13 cents, I know I only need dimes, nickels, and pennies. So can I get that one to work before I start adding the quarters and adding the half dollars? Take it one step at a time. Okie doke.
Okay.
Got it.